This month was supposed to be a very positive month. I wanted to draw a line under all the drama and all the negativity that we've had over the past couple of days on our channel. But the negativity seems to have found us once again. But we've spent a lot of time on this topic today, and I'm going to explain to you why. So we woke up to an email this morning. First thing we saw, the email came into us at 6:53 a.m.
I think it was quite intentionally sent at that time.
I believe so. And the email, we're going to call the guy Simon, as that was his name, but I'm not going to give you his full name because we're going to go into a lot of details about Simon. He's got three names. Simon, second name starts with an R, third name starts with an S, and that's where I'm going to leave that because I don't want people to go and try and find this guy or whatever. But you'll understand why very, very soon. And the title of the email is Breach of Consumer Protection from Unfair Trading Regulations. Lainey, can you please read the email that was sent to us?
Okay. Hello.
Random full stop.
Random full stop. Then, I'm writing to inform you that your business is of breach of the Consumer Protection from Unfair Trading Regulations 2008, Section 5. And Section 5 is misleading actions. Within that, it states, a commercial practice is a misleading action if it satisfies the condition in either paragraph 2 or paragraph 3. Now, paragraph 2 has been included. Well, actually, no paragraphs have been included, just statements.
Statements from said paragraph.
So that's the first.
There's no context to the sentences.
So that's the first part of Section 5. The second, apparently, is a commercial practice satisfies the conditions of this paragraph. Right, okay. So it says, if it contains false information and is therefore untruthful in relation to any of the matters in paragraph 4, we can't
included.
see, or if it or its overall presentation in any way deceives or is likely to deceive the average consumer in relation to any of the matters in the paragraph that we haven't seen, even if the information is factually correct and it doesn't make sense to even read, and then this is in red writing, it causes or is likely to cause the average consumer to take a transactional decision he would not have taken otherwise.
And then there's a link to the legislation.
Because of this, I'm informing you of the intent to pursue legal action against this breach. So Simon is claiming to be taking legal action against this breach that they claim is what they've stated above, or what they've quoted above. Prior to July the 15th, 2022, your videos did not adequately make clear to the viewer that the content was for entertainment purposes only. You retroactively went back, it's so badly written, and added this disclaimer to all videos after this date. However, at the time of upload, all videos prior to this date had no such disclaimer. These uploads have been archived with the intent of presenting it as evidence. Now, you launched YouTube memberships on your channel on April the 28th, 2021. I didn't even know that, so someone's had some time on their hands. I wish I had time for that. A feature in which viewers pay money in order to receive channel benefits. Viewers paid under the assumption your paranormal videos were authentic.
False.
Did they?
At no point during said channel membership launch or any video of said channel membership launch did it state
you will get a paranormal video.
Nor did it state that because this is all real, you shall receive memberships.
No.
Or you can buy memberships as an action or as a reaction to our videos being authentic.
But irrelevant of that, because of this, there is a period of 14 months in which there was no disclaimer on any of your videos. Yet you claimed your content was authentic and you gained income based on misleading the audience. That's an opinion. That's an opinion that somebody's put in there. And clearly they've not even looked at the kind of videos that go in channel memberships, because if they did, they would know that what they've said is completely not completely true. And they've basically put a comment based on their opinion. Anyway, prior to July the 15th, you had posted videos without the entertainment purposes disclaimer. These videos explicitly state your paranormal content is real. The following videos contain statements claiming your videos show genuine paranormal footage.
And then there's a long list of videos, and they've quoted and paragraphed and paraquoted where that has been the case.
You also uploaded a total of 111 videos. Someone's
doing their homework.
Very, very busy. I love the 3 ones though. That's definitely a sign from the universe. You also uploaded a total of 111 videos between the dates 28th of April 2021 and July the 15th, 22. To reiterate, during this time your videos did not have any disclaimers, and you had previously claimed multiple times that your footage was genuine. During this period, YouTube memberships were open. Therefore, you have, and let's not forget that this has to be bold by the looks of it, likely to cause the average consumer to take a transactional decision he would not have taken otherwise.
Now, this is something that interests me, as I have actually spoken to multiple channel members based off of receiving this email. Every single one of them has said to me that the footage that they watch, or the videos that they watch on our channel, was not what swayed them to purchase a channel membership. It was simply because they wanted to invest within the channel and to invest within us, and because they liked us. Of course, I cannot state that every channel member feels the same way.
No, but you did just say, literally just said the ones you spoke with.
Yes.
So that's what you can go off, isn't it? But also, how can we cause somebody to do that? It's a complete free will thing.
It's almost as if
we're not
forced it upon
forcing
them.
anybody to do that.
No.
So that's a load of shite. Between this, so I'll start again. Therefore, you have likely to cause the average consumer to take a transactional decision he would not have taken otherwise. Between said dates, I will be pursuing this and have prepared my case. I will not pursue this further if you attempt to make amends by either. And we've got three
options that we can choose from free willingly, that as long as we change one of these things, this person shall not pursue legal action. Please tell them the 3 things that we could do.
Right. We can either 1, making the for entertainment purposes disclaimer clear and easily seen by the viewer in the contents of your videos. At the bottom of the description is not sufficient.
I think that's actually
legally not sufficient,
or opinionated
based on your opinion. But actually, there is no legal obligation to even do that.
Well, that's actually true, as long as it's in there.
We do that. We add that in, but there is no. That's the baby. We add that in, but there is no legal obligation for us to do that. There is no legal reason why we need to do that. Option number 2, removing all videos posted prior to July the 15th, 2022. Or option 3, offering refunds to all YouTube memberships prior to July the 15th, 2022.
Yours sincerely, SRS. We'll go with S. So there is a good reason as to why we're obviously not going to name the person who is stated within this email. So initially, I saw this email, showed it straight to Lainey, who, your reaction, I think, said it all.
Ben showed it to me and I thought, this is utter bollocks.
After looking through the email a second time, I noticed a few red flags. Bear in mind, this is from a legal person who wants to take us to court. So I look at the email address. The email address is this person's name followed by @gmail.com. That is my initial red flag. I think if someone's working for a law firm or a solicitor firm,
like, they don't go to university to then just set up a Gmail account and send emails.
No. And that was the first red flag. Red flag number 2. There are so many grammatical errors within this email. It's actually laughable. I think if someone was going to take us to court and this was going to be used, and this is as leverage or as evidence against us, they would have proofread it before sending it to us and before making such accusations. They wouldn't start sentences with connectives, aka because a lot of the time. There would be better punctuation and the grammar would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, with regards to things like the tense and as in like the tense that's being used and a bunch of other things.
I mean, if you're
not going to, like, it's a bit boring.
If you're going to send an email to a couple of teachers, at least make sure you got your grammar correct. Anyway, we move on. Point number 3 is that this person doesn't have a header and does not have a footing in their email. What I mean by that is that there isn't any contact details, there isn't any evidence of who this person is, there isn't any evidence of who this person works for. Meaning, they would have, at the foot of if you ever get an email from a company, you'd have a footer which would be like, yours sincerely, and then
all the information
the company's
that you need.
Information and their contact information.
Yeah, so one thing that I noticed, if I can find it, did I keep it? In England and Wales, so there wasn't even a registration number. Say who it was it was authorised and regulated by, or anything like that. So
No.
that would be that
would
the
be
footer.
Yeah. And point number 4, which was another red flag, was that this email is full of assumptions and not a lot of evidence. There is no evidence to support the fact that what we're claiming was not legitimate.
There's no evidence to support the facts that they.
It's not even facts.
It's all
claims.
based on opinion. Yeah.
So I had a quick Google search of Mr. Simon, and a solicitor did come up.
Straight away. Funny enough, the first
person that I found, it was the only person, and let me let you know. Obviously, a lot of people could be like, well, you could just Google Simon and find a lot of solicitors. This person has 3 distinct names. It makes it very, very unique, and there was only, I searched through about 10 to 15 pages on Google, only one man turned up. So I clicked.
One man who's just also happened to be a solicitor.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
I clicked on the link to said solicitor, found exactly the company that he works for, and phoned up the company that he works for to try and have a chat with Mr. Simon.
Just to kind of validate
the email that
which
came
seemed
through,
a bit odd.
and if it was Mr. Simon that sent the email, to ask a few questions. So I recorded the conversation as evidence that I had made this phone call. Here it is. Let's see if we can find.
All calls are recorded for training and monitoring purposes.
Good morning. I think I received an email from someone who works at your firm named. Is that a?
We have a Simon.
Oh yes, Simon. I think, is it Simon? By any chance?
Could be, yeah.
Yes, I think
Who am I speaking to?
Ben Hubbard. I just wanted to double check a few details on his email that he sent us this morning.
What you want to check? You want to speak to him, do you?
If that's okay, if possible.
I'll try his line.
Thank you very much.
Hello, he's not available to take calls at the moment. He's in the middle of something. I can put you through to his voicemail.
Would you be able to give him my number and then see if he could give me a call back by any
And you
chance?
say you've just heard from him, did you say?
He sent me an email. Well, maybe you might be able to clarify for me. So I got an email from a Simon at gmail.com at 5 to 7 this morning. And I just wanted to clarify a few things that he'd stated in his email to us.
See, now, if he sent you an email, it wouldn't have our address on it.
See, that's what I wondered as well. So, because it's just come out of the blue.
When I mentioned your name just now, not heard of this person, but he said I'm in the middle of something anyway.
Yeah, sorry about my baby if you can hear him in the background, but no, I just wanted to be sure because it's got his sorry about that. It's got his name on the email, and it's when I tried googling him, obviously your firm came up, and then I googled and it all cross-referenced, it all looked right. So I just wanted to double check, but it's come up as a Gmail account that the emails come from. It was
Have you been in touch with Mr. Sharp or anything?
No, I haven't. I can give you the heading of the email if you want. It might jog his memory. It says breach of consumer protection from unfair trading regulations. But then again, when I look at the bottom of the email, there's nothing to confirm that Mr. is working at your firm or anything to say that he's a solicitor or anything like that. It just says yours sincerely, SR. And like I say, it's come from a Gmail account. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I could give you his email address.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen his email on your website actually, and I did realise that it didn't end with gmail.com. So that's what made me question it. And there's
It's a Gmail one. It would be Simon. Solicitors.
That's exactly what I thought, and it's because there's a few people who are trying to claim a few things about us at the minute, and I didn't know if it was something that someone's trying to have us on, or if it was a legitimate thing. So I wanted to just run it by him, see if he'd actually sent it, and just double check things that way. But it doesn't sound like he was the one to.
No, as I say, the only other thing I could suggest, if I give you, well, you've got his email address, if you want to just send in an email, just say, did you contact me this morning, and what
Yeah.
apologies, do you think that might be better?
Can do. I mean, do you want to give him my number anyway? It'll be. I would like to talk to him if possible, just because I'm sure he'd want to know if someone's using his
Of course.
his
What's the
name.
number, please?
It's. That's the one. That's the one.
Okay, I'll send him a little message and.
Amazing. Now, I'll send him an email as well, and I'll just say he's more than happy to contact me if he wants to, and I'll chat with him and stuff. Thank you so much for your help.
Okay, thanks for your call.
Thank you. Bye. Interesting. So from that, you can clearly hear that I didn't get to speak to Simon, but I did speak to the receptionist or the woman who answered the phone. And
his secretary.
Yeah. And from that, she informed me that anyone that would be emailing with any legal issues from their firm would not be using a Gmail account, most likely wouldn't be sending emails at 6:53 a.m, and that Simon is not aware of any transactions or correspondence with us during any period, he has no recollection of sending any emails.
That was a quick Google search.
That was a quick Google search.
A quick phone call.
Yeah.
And then an email
So-
directly with Simon.
I spoke to Simon and I sent him a direct email. So in my email, I said...
We forwarded on the email that we had received this morning.
Yeah. So I said, "Good morning, Simon. We hope you are well. We received an email from this account," and then I sent the Gmail account that it was received from at 6:53 a.m. this morning with a header, "Breach of consumer protection from unfair trading regulations." The email is as follows, and then I sent him the email exactly word for word.
Well, you
with
just
quotes.
forwarded it.
I forwarded it directly, yes. This has alerted us straight away, but after looking further into the email, we notice a few issues, and then we go through the issues that we've stated with you guys already. We then decided that we'd do a quick Google search for your name. We found the website of the solicitors that you were there. Found that you worked for the company that he worked for. It starts with a P. I'll leave it there. I think that's only fair. And decided to give you a call to see if you could validate the email and double check a few issues. But the kind lady that spoke to us told us when she spoke to you, you had no recollection of sending us any emails, nor sending one at 6:53 this morning.
That's shocking, isn't it?
It is. I'm more than happy to take a phone call with you should you need any more details, and then I give him my number. I felt you'd like to be aware that someone is posing as you in emails to try and legally threaten action against people.
Online.
Kind regards, Ben Hubbard, Lainey and Ben. Mr. Simon responds to my email with follows. Dear both, thank you for your email. That email is not from me, I'm afraid, and can be ignored. I will ask my IT support to look into it. But thank you for your detective work and for drawing this to my attention. I did have a message to phone you, but will not do so now.
Because
Kind regards. And then there is an email with a footer, exactly who he works for, with his solicitor numbers, with all the information to get in contact with him, so I know that this man is legitimate.
But do you know what's really interesting?
Are you
Were you about to say the same?
I think so.
What's very interesting is that in bold red writing, it says as follows on the footer of his email. Anti-cyber crime alert. Please be aware that solicitors and their clients are being targeted by those seeking to carry out cyber fraud, with particular emphasis on email accounts. Interesting. Cyber fraud. Let's have a little think about cyber fraud, or maybe we could look into the legalities of that, or should I say illegalities of that. It is absolutely illegal to pretend to be a solicitor or a lawyer in the UK, I imagine elsewhere in the world, but absolutely in the UK. It's quite ironic that somebody who has an issue and is referring to us as fraudsters is making a point by committing fraud.
Which, might I add, is actually a criminal offence. Is that there is actually a term for this. Let me find the term. Here it is. They are called bogus solicitors. It is a criminal offence for someone to call themselves a solicitor or act as a solicitor if they are not on the role of solicitors. We call these people bogus solicitors and we may prosecute them.
I know you're going to see this. We know who you are, and I want you to think carefully about what you're doing here.
Absolutely. So we respond to Simon and say, we apologise that you've been roped into this and it's taken time out of your day. Sadly, we are aware of who this is, and
we've also let that solicitor know the name of the person who we know it is. We've done some research. We do know who it is. We know who you are,
and we are very well aware of who you are, based off of previous interactions that we've had, based around legislations being thrown at us, the very same legislations being thrown at us, through different medias, and also these people, or this person, stating that we are committing fraud for the exact same reasons.
This person has made videos. This person has sent emails to people who we work with online.
Yeah.
This person has left comments. This person has emailed us a couple of times now, but this time through an alias.
Yeah.
We know who you are, and this is harassment. Harassment is also illegal.
What's sad as well is, well, it's not sad, it's you kind of strung yourself up here a little bit, but you claim yourself to be part of the debunking community, and I think to be a debunker, you need an element of credibility.
I have a feeling you probably know who it is anyway.
Yeah, I've heard through the rumour mill that this person is already kind of... The people have got their questions about this person, and I think you've shot yourself in the foot a little bit, really. What you've done here is you've lost all credibility through posing as a solicitor, which again is fraud, which is quite ironic because you want to take us to court over fraud, but you're committing fraud. So we went to our legal person because I wanted to make sure that what this person was claiming was irrefutably false.
If it was true, we would act upon it.
Absolutely.
Because that's the last thing we want to be dealing with.
Now, what I would also like to state is this person likes to question our workings within the YouTube terms of service and community guidelines. We break no terms of service or community guidelines by what we post.
Have.
And I think 3 years down the line with posting exactly the same content as what we posted 3 years ago, if there was an issue, YouTube, the entity and mega giant company that is YouTube, would have flagged it by now and probably would have taken the channel down if there was a problem. But alas, there is not. We are working within the terms of service. We are working within the community guidelines. So we spoke, it's like I've said, to our lawyer.
So our lawyer, in response to everything we've just discussed with you now, and with regards to the email that we received this morning, and other things that we've shown, evidence that we've collated from this now harassment, has responded with this. As long as you followed YouTube's guidelines, yes we do, because they wouldn't let us not, and their terms, which we do because they wouldn't let us not, there will not be any legal ramifications for you not putting that specific disclaimer. Not be any legal ramifications for not putting the disclaimer. We do put the disclaimer, but we do not have to. The user chose to watch your video and we're not forced.
That goes exactly the same for the memberships. People who buy merch, the people who pay for memberships are not forced. It is completely their choice and it will forever be their choice. No one is forced into doing it.
Following the guidelines implemented by YouTube means you have not breached any laws that someone independent of YouTube can sue you for or claim against you, unless it is a copyright type of claim. It's not. It's not a copyright claim. For clarity, from what you have mentioned, there are not legal ramifications here. Okay?
I then further on and say that I received an email from someone who is not a solicitor but has used their name,
A solicitor's name,
within an email to try and use legal action and to try and threaten legal action upon us. It is difficult to prevent things like this happening in future, as you cannot control people's actions. But if it does happen, as you are aware, it is a criminal offence for someone to call themselves a solicitor or act as a solicitor if they are not on the roll of solicitors. If you encounter this again, you must report them to the Solicitors Regulation Authority, which we have. For investigation and prosecution, they can be contacted here. And there is the contact details. To be fair, that's open source, so I will leave that in there. No. So, to the person who is claiming to be Mr. Simon, we know who you are. You have been reported to the Solicitors Regulation Authority. And I believe that Simon, who is going to be looking into this as well on his end, as someone is using his name to try and force legal action or trying to force people to do things before legal action is taken.
I don't think it's fair, because I have a lot of respect for debunkers.
No.
I think this is somebody who wants to be and is attempting to be a debunker, but actually has gained some sort of very creepy hyperfixation on us and is misleading or misguiding themselves down a really wrong path.
I agree, and I think that it's tarnishing the name of debunkers, and I think that if we didn't raise this person would have got away with what they did, and they would have thought that what they were doing was the correct thing to do. At the end of the day, this is not the correct thing to be doing at all. You should never pose as anyone, let alone a solicitor. And I think it's quite ironic that at the end of the day, these people want to take us to court over something like this for fraudulent activities.
They want to scare us into stopping doing what they believe is incorrect.
Yeah.
But that is their opinion. That is their belief. That is not my belief. That's not Ben's belief. And this is our channel. If you don't like what you see, don't watch. It's really simple. It's really simple. We teach children this on a daily basis. If you don't like what you see, you don't have to watch it. If I don't like something, I move on. I do not hyperfixate obsessionally and spend hours and hours and hours making a bullshit document to try and scare two random people that I've never met before online. What does that say about you as a person? It's sad. It's sad and it's laughable. It's took up too much of our time as well.
I agree, but like I say, if we hadn't have raised this and we hadn't have dug into it as we did, this person would have got away with this, and this person would have probably they could well have continued to do this and done it to someone else in the future. They could have tried to do it to us again in the future.
What I want to finish with is I just want to remind you, and I know you'll see this, that cyberbullying is a crime by law in the UK. I know that you're UK based. Cyberbullying is a crime, and you are harassing us because this is continued and this is relentless at times. And for all there may be a space of time between your attempts to connect with us, you are still harassing us. Harassment is being contacted when you are asking somebody and telling somebody not to do it. You are doing that. You might not be directly contacting us all the time. You're going around us. You're going to people that we work with in America. You're going to people who we co-partnership with, like our merch people. You're not getting anything. These people aren't interested. They're busy getting on with their lives. They get straight back to us and go, just let you know, but don't do anything about it because it's a whole load of shite. Because they know their legal rights. They know what they're doing, and so do we. So you look at what you're doing on a legal side, leave us to deal with what we're doing on from a legal point of view, and go and get on with your life. Just, that's it. This stops now, or we will be taking this further.